10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran owned and operated.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
On 1010XL.
Hit it. Let's do some sports concepts and rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill. And at the end of the drill, just today, to make your day nicer, we have a prize pack. E, what are we handing out today?
Little razzle dazzle.
An umbrella, a 1010XL.
Wow.
Something light.
Raincoat.
Nothing special.
Some galoshes, remember those?
No condoms or anything. We just got tickets
More on that in a second.
to the last waltz featuring Warren Haynes.
Oh, okay. Well,
They
good.
will be at the
Waltz
St.
on down
Augustine Amphitheater November 18th.
All right, wonderful.
Yeah, so here's what's frustrating.
Is this sports concepts and
Yeah,
rationalizations?
it's starting.
Okay.
I've got your media questions are coming up.
Oh, okay.
Don't you worry.
Okay, good.
What's frustrating is that you go from having realistic control of your fate to no longer having that. And so ultimately now the Atlanta Braves are going to have to rely on a Washington National team that they couldn't beat yesterday, a AAA squad of ne'er-do-wells that they couldn't put them away. They're going to have to count on them to beat the Mets for one or two times to have any shot at all at winning the division. So that is what's frustrating. Look, it's hard to get too wound up. No one's going to lose this division. The other one's going to win it. Your team goes out and battles for you and wins 100 games. Can't win every game. I
feel like if it was 163 games or 161 games or 164 games, like Murph says, 162 don't lie, but I feel like they've been so close so long that
At
if
this stage,
it could change
yeah.
each day.
Yeah.
It changes each day. I was in despair last night. I
Yeah.
had waved the
I was
white
the opposite.
flag.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
cursing. I had both my boys at the house, so we're all watching together.
You're down, what, 4-0 in the
4-0
seventh?
in the seventh.
Yeah.
It's not. We're dead.
I knew the Braves weren't winning. Not when before it
We're
started.
not.
As my game went, I knew we were losing, but I thought, well, okay, we'll still be tied.
Right.
And
right.
I don't like that kind of sports fandom.
That's the worst.
Where you're counting on the other team.
I was
to
doing
lose.
the same. Hey, look. Well, at least the Braves are losing.
If
All
you
those,
win, okay,
Yeah.
I'll allow myself to. I hope they
Yeah.
lose. But I don't. The worst sports is counting on someone else to take care of your
and
business.
you can really. I mean, when you are as invested as we are, you the emotional
it's just
swings.
terrible.
I mean, you
Yeah.
hate them with
Yeah.
every point.
It's depressing. They're going to go out in 25-mile-an-hour winds on desolate highway and drive into work just thinking about opportunity loss.
And then Eddie Escobar knocked in
a
5
bum.
runs. He's been terrific
Yeah,
for
he's
us.
had a good month.
The month of Escobar.
Yeah.
But he knocked in 5, and so as this is happening, it's like and for whatever reason, my stinking baseball package wasn't working. Now, I had the Mets on regular.
But they were happening at the same time.
I know, because I'm flipping.
Like literally, they both went to extra innings. The
right.
Mets had a walk-off win. The Braves a walk-off
And
win.
once
that
again,
Abrams kid's pretty good, by the way.
He will be good.
He's going to be good.
Once again, I flipped to because that was a good pitchy hit.
Yeah.
I flipped over to
Fat boy couldn't get the out this time.
yeah.
That's the same guy.
I saw the Braves did not score in the top of the 10th.
By the way, just a little aside to that, because I'm watching the game. They didn't score in the top of the 10th. You're correct. With a runner on second, no outs in the top of the order up.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's Acuna, Swanson, Harris.
Oof.
Got to be better. And by the way, the one run they scored to tie was a junk run. A fluke little ball skips away from a first baseman. A guy scores from second. We didn't hit, and it looked like we were starting to hit. So anyway, back to the winners, get the spoils.
Oh yeah. So anyway, but there was some loud roars from the Hickett household, and listen, there was almost a sense of relief when the Nats won because if we blow this, we'll still be tied. But I'm like telling my kids, I'm like, if we can't beat the Marlins at home, we're not going down to Atlanta and handling the Braves.
See, mine feels a little bit different because for the most part, we've been winning series against these bad teams and sometimes sweeping them. But your side of the story is you've lost too many against that level.
Oh, my God.
This could be a 4-game lead now.
It should have been sewn up with. Because we've played the lesser
we had
teams.
we talked about it at the start of the month.
Yeah.
You had the easy schedule.
Yes.
We had the tough schedule,
Yes.
and there's been no ground won or lost.
And let me tell you something. I will guarantee you this. We will not sweep the Nats. That will not happen.
Well, we're not sweeping the Mets. I can guarantee you that. Now, if the Braves win 2 out of 3, then it'll be tied going into the last week, to the last series.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit here and tell you the Braves are going to sweep the Marlins either.
Right.
I think they'll win 2 out of 3.
Right. Right.
But that won't be enough because the Mets would have the tiebreaker. My point is now, when I say a realist, you still control your fate, either team.
Yes.
If the Braves win the rest of their games, same with you. You win the
Yes,
division.
yes.
But the more realistic fate would have been take 2 out of 3
Right.
in the Mets series,
Right.
or in your case, the Braves series, and then win your last 3. That's more realistic,
Now,
and that's gone. You're not beating. Your guy's bouncing him around. He wants to take care of it early. He moved your pitchers. You knew
He
that.
did, yeah. He moved Jake up.
He moved DeGrom to pitch the Friday night game. We keep our guys, so it's going to be DeGrom against Fried.
Yeah.
It's going to be Scherzer against Wright.
Yep. Then Bassett.
And Bassett against Morton.
Yeah.
So the Braves are got to get one of those first 2 games and, win one of those 2 matchups and then hope Morton can beat Bassett. Bassett has been really good. I mean, you know that, but most people probably don't. If I was him, I would have thrown Peterson against him, and I'm not even kidding. That dude has shut us down like 3 times this year.
The Mets were willing to move the game to 4 o'clock to play tomorrow night in Atlanta, as in tonight, but the Braves said no. And the home team controls everything in these. That's how it works.
Yeah,
and it's fine. I mean, it is what. And they asked the Mets, and the Mets said, "Yeah, we'll do it." And the Braves said, "No, we don't want to do it." So for whatever reason, and I don't know why.
I do know the reason.
What?
We've played 15
You want the day
games
off?
in a row.
Oh.
We haven't had a day off in forever.
Well,
we
that's
played
fair.
19 of the last 20, and you were off Monday, right?
Yeah.
So we don't. That's why.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it's going to go with the weather. I can't imagine. Now it's
blowing further east.
It's blowing east, but it's still hitting Atlanta. So I assume that tomorrow night there'll be a lot of rain.
I don't think they're playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I do think now, because of it moving off that direction a little bit more, that maybe a Saturday, Sunday with a doubleheader one of those days is a possibility. It's not the way I'd want to do it,
Right.
but it is better than. Let me look at Atlanta weather real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it should change a little. I mean,
It
it was
does.
going to go right at them.
Yeah. It changes day to day.
But like I saw it tomorrow. It's only 50% chance of rain. What I saw
In Atlanta?
Yeah. Let me do the hourly though.
All right. What frustrated me yesterday as a Mets fan, the news was Starling Marte is not coming back here for the Atlanta series.
Yeah.
And that hurts. I mean, we don't have the lineup that you have. Our lineup is good. It's not great. Starling Marte makes it a lot better, and not having him is a big loss.
Is this right?
You can lose a star, and it's no big deal. We lose a star, and it hurts.
This can't be Atlanta.
What do you got?
Oh, this has got to be Jacksonville. I was saying no rain. I was like, that can't be it. Here, hold on. Atlanta. Is this right? Yeah, Atlanta. 0% today all day.
Uh-huh.
Friday, there's no rain. No rain.
No rain?
They say Friday. Yeah, 50. Yeah. Today 0%. Midnight 0%. Are you looking at it? 7 o'clock tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 4% chance of rain.
Well, there you go.
Saturday night, well, that's as far as it goes because I'm on the hourly. I guess it's blown far enough east. They've revamped the forecast, and it's not going to rain in Atlanta. I keep thinking this can't be right because I looked yesterday. It was like 100% chance.
Right.
Yeah, hourly weather, Atlanta, Georgia.
It looks like beautiful weather.
Thursday,
actually.
yeah. It's going to be perfect. So there you go. At least we're going to stay on schedule Friday, Saturday. And now will you be going Saturday now?
I don't know. It's up in the air.
What if I went, but I don't want to go together. What if I went? That would be interesting. You're on one side, I'd be on the other.
Oh yeah, I would not.
meet
I would not sit with you.
Your 3 men against my 3.
I mean, I might stand up and flip you off, but I wouldn't.
Could you imagine that?
I would never sit with you to watch.
Here's what I do. I would go. I wouldn't tell him I was there. I would go, and then I would just monitor his Twitter feed in hopes that he sends a shot from his seat, and then I try and use the context clues to figure out where he is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I gave out. You know what? It's stressful to go to important games. It's so like that World Series game was so stressful because it's so important.
Yeah. Well, I said that I sat there last night and I actually tweeted this pennant race stuff is stressful. I mean,
baseball is so much worse than any other sport because it's such a drawn out process.
Yeah.
You know, football, basketball, they off you and you're done.
Yep.
Baseball, it lingers. It takes forever to get your marching orders.
I mean, I was at the point last night where I was mad. Sugar struck out the side in the 9th of a tie game, and then Nito hit a 1-out, just missed a home run, and then Canna hit one down the right field line that was like a foot foul to win it.
We just missed a home run too.
And I'm like, so we didn't end up not scoring in the 9th, and I was furious. And I'm like, I was telling Drew, I was like, you gotta trot Sugar back out for the 10th, man. You gotta trot.
Make sure.
Yeah, I mean, we can't. This is a must win. Even if we had, and I still think honestly, we probably need to win 2 out of 3 in Atlanta. And to be honest, I just think you have to because, I mean, if you think about it, if we win 1, we'll be tied, right?
Yeah,
And so then us against the Nats, we're not sweeping.
If you win 2 out of 3, you'll be up 2. It'll be over. It's basically
if we win
2 out of 3 lingers. The Braves need to sweep.
If we win 2 out of 3, we only got to win 1 against
Correct.
Washington.
You'll win.
Yeah.
If you win 2 out of 3, you'll 100% win. You got to face Washington at 100.
Every outcome for the Mets is good unless we get swept.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't know if 2 out of 3 isn't good, but you still control the fate.
Yes.
Because you'd be tied. You can't say, look, the Braves got to face Alcantara the last game of the year.
Right.
I mean, the Marlins aren't a great team. I'll say this about these teams are trying to stay pesky.
They are.
Like the Cubs beat the Phillies last night. The Phillies are falling apart.
Are the Phillies in trouble to lose
Half
to
game
Milwaukee?
up.
That's it?
Maybe a game and a half. But they've frittered away the whole lead.
Wow.
So anyway, look, I know we're talking a lot of baseball.
We should be talking Judge too because last night
61.
And what was interesting and they had this discussion on Baseball Tonight last night and it was good on the MLB Network. Is he a true home run?
Well, Roger Maris' son said that.
He did say that.
He basically, without saying, said those other guys cheated. Don't count their numbers.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I know.
And there's a fair point, too. The pushback was, well, the pitchers are using it, too. Well, first of all, we don't know that for sure. But secondly I know this from watching baseball and being a fan. A lot more average offensive players became superstars than average pitchers became all-stars.
Right.
There was no toiling pitcher who never had an ERA under 5 who suddenly had it under 1.
Right.
Whereas, David Ortiz never hit more than 12 homers.
I think the
Sosa never was a home run
hitter.
hitter.
Astros have a lot more questions about the way they've done with their pitchers than that little part versus steroids and pitchers.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Right. I
don't think you find an extra 5 velo or an extra by doing steroids.
Well, I said this too. If that were the reason, and this is why this is a check mark in the Judge side of it should be the all-time home run record. It's this. Okay, even if you subscribe to the pitchers are using it then too. The pitchers today throw harder and are nastier than any pitcher ever. I don't care what steroid he was on.
The other thing about
Aaron, those guys, if Aaron Judge were on steroids now to match the kind of performance those pitchers are bringing, which would match the kind of performance they were bringing back then, probably not even.
The other thing about Aaron Judge that needs to be addressed or at least recognized is this is arguably one of the greatest seasons in the history of baseball, what he's put together.
Yeah.
He may win the Triple Crown.
Right. He's tied for the lead in average. He's going to win the other 2.
And he was a one-man team for the Yankees for like 2 months.
Man, I couldn't believe when I looked at the standings and saw who was set. Did Mike Trout not miss like 50 games? Hick?
I don't think he missed 50. Well,
he missed a bunch of games. At one point, he was going to miss the whole year. That dude's got 38 homers.
I know.
What kind of year would he, if he had played, would he have 60?
That's one thing about Trout.
How many has he played? How many games has he played? Are you looking?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Maybe 50's too many. I bet you he missed 30. It seemed like he was out a couple months to me.
Yeah, 113.
Yeah, he's missed 50 games almost, 40 games.
38, 78.
I mean,
75.
Give him those 40 games. What does he have? Another 15 homers, probably in the 50s. His RBI.
He'd be in the 50s.
He'd be at least battling Judge for some of those, but he didn't stay healthy, did he? So there's that. All right, we certainly were monitoring the storm yesterday. I fear, I really do. I fear for the good people of Fort Myers from this standpoint.
Talk to me.
Well,
are these the media questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Every day, Myrtle down in North Fort Myers Beach, she retired down there in 1996. All right. Every day at 5 o'clock, she turns on her favorite local news station and trust that, through their guidance and their experience, that they can deliver, the newsworthy, that they have
it's our job.
They have the ability to kind of discern and make good decisions in how things are presented.
Mm-hmm.
The fifth estate, as it were, in Fort Myers, I learned yesterday, is full of a bunch of dummies. Okay? First, we'll go over to Wink TV. where the broadcast crew there that went over to the coastal areas to cover the storm surge.
Okay.
Shout out WINK.
Wink TV.
Wink
so
TV.
While,
I think a lot of us at the University of Florida, when we graduated,
Yeah.
would apply to Wink
That's
TV
correct.
in hopes
That's-
of landing a sportscasting job in
that's
the state.
So true, so
Yeah.
funny. Well, anyway, Wink, their broadcast crew, while the Weather Channel and the other stations were there, Wink decided while covering storm surge that they just leave the cars parked on the bottom floor, the ground floor.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, the experienced crews,
surge.
went up to like third or fourth floor, in case your vehicle's washed away in the surf, which is what's happened to Wink. So
Oh, dear.
there's an example of the decision making. But we had an all-timer yesterday. It's going to take a long time for this to be topped.
Okay.
So the question I ask you when it comes to standards, at some point did the broadcast protective equipment,
Yes.
did it transition from like this traditional windscreen or some sort of weatherproof to a condom? Do y'all just roll a condom down on the microphone?
I'm sorry, what?
A condom.
A rubber, a Jimmy, a condom.
No, you don't. No.
No? What are you sure?
I'm pretty
Because
sure.
I don't know. Susie, news reporter down in Fort Myers yesterday, while giving her report, apparently thought it was okay just to put a condom on her microphone to protect it from the elements.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Yeah,
Oh, dear. Oh, look, here it is in the New York City headlines.
for your pleasure.
Here's a good headline. You want a headline?
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Reporter defends putting condom on mic
Yeah.
during hurricane broadcast.
Here's the difference.
I don't like the little
The little
at
tip.
the top.
Yeah.
I don't
It's the
need
little-
that.
Like a little condom
That's
nipple.
what gives it away.
I mean, come on.
Listen to me. Is that not fireable? She doubles down.
She doubled down on it.
double down.
Yeah.
And then again, this leads to so many questions. Am I to understand my girl's just packing? I mean, is this who the single boys of Fort Myers should be looking for after hours?
Boy.
Huh? Did she just pull that out of her backpack, Hick? Or I mean, what are we doing? What kind of culture is there
For
down
you
there?
kids
in
who
Fort
are
Myers?
up early, if you don't know, as E referred to them, rubbers, what you do with them is you fill them up with water and you throw them
Right.
off the
Sure.
roof like water
Yeah,
balloons.
correct.
That's what
Right.
they're for.
Jimmy,
Stay ready
you
to-
jimmy him up.
Jimmy.
Yeah, just so you know.
Yeah.
That's what they're used for.
But seriously, I mean, what are we doing? So, but I can't. Again, I left the TV industry. It's just been 6-7 years now since I've worked
What
any
did
kind
she
of
say?
even part time. But to my knowledge, never, ever, ever was it expected
It's
or
not-
accepted to put a condom on the microphone.
It's not a good look.
It
either
looks
on the-
terrible.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke at first on
I did
Photoshop.
too.
I didn't believe it.
I did not believe
but it's true.
it, man.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
When young Kyla is out doing her live shot today, she won't have on her mic what E referred to as a Jimmy. That won't be on the
Yeah.
microphone today because the general manager would at the very least call Kyla and say, hey, Kyla, let's not do that. Appreciate all the hits you got on social media about it, but let's just use the microphone as is. If you need something, put a plastic bag from Walmart over it, okay? And open it up, just rip it open a little and,
sure.
come
Yeah.
on. So
No,
yeah.
or she could get this. Kyla, you need to get your stuff, and security's going to escort you out of here.
Well-
you are the dumbest person we've ever employed. I wish I'd never met
Now,
you.
ABC 7's Jeff Butera,
Right.
who likes Kyla
Right.
and it wants to hit on her, then shared his own picture and said, we practice safe hurricane reporting.
Ha,
Yes,
ha,
it's
ha.
a condom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You're supposed to be. This is what's happened.
Yeah.
Like the bleed over, the disintegration of like what real.
Yeah.
That's just stupidity going on down there.
Did she talk about it on the air? Like
I
what she
don't
was
know.
doing?
I don't
or-
know if she just tried. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The Fifth Estate has run amok in Fort Myers.
Okay.
Call your Aunt Glinda and tell her to get the hell out of there or do not listen to the local. Imagine the kind of insight they're bringing from the city hall meeting, Hick.
I mean,
Goodness knows.
just let the chief do his thing here. We'll all be fine. Listen to the
Chief,
chief.
by the way, gave me a 2 on the weatherometer today. I'm just wondering, what does it take to get a 1?
What does that mean?
I mean, from 1 to 10, how bad the weather is. He gave me a 2. Well, hell, what's a 1? Hick?
One is when something hits, I
all
guess.
right. This is the
Gotta leave a
intro.
little wiggle room.
It's Custom Tree
That's your
Searches
weather
Thursday.
report here on
Show
the drill.
of hands who's up and at 'em and listening today. We got a giveaway, do we not, E.T.?
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
we
Be
got
kind,
like-
be courteous.
Okay.
We got a little razzle something.
We're giving
like
them a
that special.
microphone with an exclusive. No?
Nope,
Okay.
nope,
All
no,
right.
no gold wrappers, no none of that.
All right.
We're giving away a pair of tickets to the Last Waltz featuring Warren Haynes. They will be at the amphitheater November 18th, the one in St. Augustine.
641-1010 is the number to call. Be kind, be courteous, and be a winner right now on the drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.